as district division, right? And they're making 100,000 grand. So it's more faster because what Nick says, there's more availability right now. So last weekend, I was in Marriott Arizon's office. I took my hierarchy over there. And I told my people, it took me 25 years to get invited by Mario. And I had people 8 months already there in the business, and it only took them 8 months to get invited to Mario. So everything's more faster. Our products are better. Our system, everything, nothing in paper. Today, I have a guy, he's sometimes in the business. He's a district leader. He's done 4 transactions this year. He's at 60,000 as a district. What, 4 transactions? You never had, 15, 20 years ago, it wasn't like that. So that's the good part of it.
Love it. So, Vito, what are you covering today in your class?
So I'm going to cover how to build with securities, around the F&A, around our compensation, around our recruiting, our Morningstar, everything, how to build it.
Love it. Love it. Folks might notice there's not a lot of female representation on the screen right now. And partially that's because a lot of our women are in Atlanta right now at the Women in Primerica kind of leadership meeting they've got going on down there. So, but they'll be back next week. Jeff, I love that Vito said build around the F&A because that's really what we do. I think it's the greatest tool that we've got is that delivery mechanism of our value proposition, the F&A.
Absolutely. And Vito was mentioning how fast things are happening now. And what I've been noticing, paying attention to is speed is smothering need. We need to still be doing F&As. We need to be recruiting and field training and developing people and pouring into people. And it's so easy to lose sight of that when we could go make $1 million a year with our own pen. Yeah. The guys back in the day that led the way and founded this company couldn't do that. They needed people, right? So if we can go make $1 million on our own pen, we could be making $1 million a month if we built a team. And like you said, Brad, I feel like there is a window, a crossroads we're coming to where this company can catapult itself so far ahead of everyone else with the F&A, being a part of that F&A advice. Thank you for that. Yesterday was amazing. I'm so excited about where we're going with things. We're gonna jump leaps and bounds as a company if, like you said, if the leaders are willing to jump in, get their hands dirty just for a little while to take this thing to the next level. So I'm excited about that.
I can't tell that. It was good to have you on the F&A committee. For everybody that a lot of the people you see on the screen, Kurt and Scott and Mark and Jeff and Eldon and myself and a lot of our leaders in MPI are on the committee right now, building out and helping them build out the new F&A. So it's going to be spectacular. Kurt is going to be in the main room. When we open up, you won't see Kurt's name. Kurt's going to be in there with, I think Michelle's joining him. I think Cody Beckett is joining him, and it's going to be a Q&A free-for-all. Eldon's in there, I think. He'll probably moderate the thing. And so you'll be able to really get your questions answered from Kurt. I just told them what your room is, but you want to tell us what your room's about?
Q&A, right? I mean, it'll be an open forum, right? If anybody has anything they want to ask a question about, there's nothing planned. It's just whatever you want to talk about is perfect. And if I don't know an answer, there'll be people smarter than me on that can give you the answers.
Awesome. Mark, this morning you are discussing annual reviews and best practices and how important are annual reviews in our business.
Correct.
Okay, so that
I do want to say
that all you got to say?
I know. And one other thing to say is because women are not well represented because they're at the Women in Primerica event. That's why Scott has a room.
Oh my good, you knew that.
Yeah, I just want to let everybody know.
This might be dating me, but if you ever watched the Muppets, you had those 2 old guys sitting up in the booth way up top, heckling everybody else. All right, Scott, what are you covering in your room today?
Well, quite frankly, nothing now after that insult.
Because you feel like a Muppet?
I had him. I don't even know where to go with that. We are covering different concepts, different verbiage that you could use to get interest with prospects, different things our team uses.
Yeah, I love it. And there is a security summit happening sometime soon. We'll make sure that that's well represented in Atlanta with MPI leaders. So, all right, we're going to open up the rooms, and I'm going to be covering AI, adapt or die, but it's probably not a good thing to say. But adapt or get left behind. How you can use AI to build your advisory business. I'm going to go into all that in detail. So, rooms are now open, and we'll see everybody at the end.
We'll give everybody a few minutes to shuffle over there.
Oh man, there are some superstars here. Cody Beckett's on. I think I'll be quiet and let him talk, man. We'll learn something.
I was thinking the same about Michelle. I was like, this is going to be a session.
You know what? It's good to have a panel, just a full panel Q&A, and you know what? Hey, we can open it up to anybody that is still here. But I know that a lot of people have these questions, and before we go through it, I know that one of the things that the reason why we ended up where we are today is because we spent enough time building confidence, and it just didn't come overnight, and it took some doing, but we put the work in, and it doesn't matter. Cody is a really fast guy, and Michelle is not as fast as Cody, and I'm probably slower than you all. And Kurt is smarter than half of Primerica. So, you've got, doesn't matter where you stand, you've got a fantastic mix of people. Anybody can do it at your pace, but it's just how do people get going? And so I think one of the things, and I know this is a U.S. question. We'll start it off with one of the first U.S. questions, and then, but we can mix it up. There's going to be questions that are for Canada, U.S., and everywhere in between. So somebody said, why would I actually go and get my Series 65 license? I think that's a question about why would I want to get better or be the best? But Kurt, let's just start that off with you, and then we'll start into the rest of the panel of questions.
Okay, well, the Series 65 license,
A lifetime moment. I think most people are going to miss it. Some people will recognize it. A few will capitalize on it. The company is, they've got people in the company right now looking at, okay, how do we make sure we're on top of this so you don't have to worry? They are on top of this. AI is going to solve a lot of our back office issues, a lot of your administration issues, a lot of issues that, gobbled up a lot of our time building the business. In the past, AI is going to solve that for you. It's going to solve a lot of issues that your advisors have. I believe that if you focus on finding motivated people, AI will help you get them productive and skilled pretty quickly. The reason that I think we're at this moment is because we're seeing a really rare collision of forces happening right now. So number one, you've got AI-powered knowledge and coaching, and that's really from an advisory standpoint, the coaching part is revolutionary for us, both as for you as an individual, but for you building a team too. And then secondly, you combine that with the largest wealth transfer in history, trillions of dollars changing hands. On top of that, we're in a moment in history where there's more confusion, more misinformation, disinformation than there's ever been in history. In spite of the fact that there's more knowledge at your fingertips. That I was watching the Artemis 2, and they were talking about in 1969 when they went to the moon. Your phone has more power than all the computers that powered the Apollo mission to the moon at that time. And so what we've got at our fingertips is unprecedented. The ability to have knowledge on any topic at any moment is at our fingertips. And yet people are worse off financially than ever before. Financial illiteracy is the economic crisis of our lifetime. In fact, the government of Canada has just come out, in the US as well, the governments have come out and said, financial institutions, you have got to start educating people. The real crisis right now is financial literacy. And so when you combine those three things put together, it really puts us at the center of an opportunity that is absolutely unprecedented. And so how do you take advantage of that? Well, right now, I read an article this week that Doug Jackson sent me, and it talked about this $100 trillion wealth transfer that we're just kind of in the beginning stages of right now. And it was an interesting article because it talked about it's not just, money moving from old people to young people. It's money moving to different classes, asset classes. Right now, there's something like $3 trillion plus in crypto. Who holds that? A lot of it's young. A lot of that money that's in crypto right now is being held by people who are going to receive this $100 trillion inheritance, this wealth transfer that's going to take place. And so is the money going to get siphoned out of our industry, out of the investment, out of the stock market, and how much will get siphoned? And so it's not just a forced asset or a wealth transfer, it's a forced asset rotation event. You think of the baby boomers, where their money is sitting. It's sitting in bonds and stocks and dividend paying stocks. And when that money moves down, it's going to move asset classes. And so we've got to be prepared as advisors. If you want to hold on to those assets and become the CFO of the family versus the advisor to the client, then you have got to be engaged in understanding what's going on with that money and what the next generation is needing. And so anyway, I'm gonna send this out after. You don't have to worry about taking pictures of the slides and stuff. But what I want to do today is I want to save you tens of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours of travel, reading, and study, and years of working towards mastery. Because for 38 years that I've been in this business, I have had 38 years of traveling all across North America to try and figure out this business. I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on books and programs, travel, seminars, events, retreats, for the last 38 years to try and figure out this damn business. And I knew one thing early on. I believed that what one person can do, another person can do. And I hope you believe that. That if one person can make $1 million a year here, another person can. If one person can build $1 billion business, another person can. If one person can go and get 250 licensed advisors, another person can. So then what's the difference? Well, I knew early on as well that I know what I know and I know what I don't know, but what I don't know that I don't know is the majority of the knowledge that is existing. And so I'm on a quest to figure out what I don't know that I don't know, because that's what's holding me back from moving to the next level. And so even though I don't have the answer, I know the answers are out there. And who has the answers? The people who are at the level I'm trying to get to. And so what I did, I started in Vancouver, British Columbia. There was no leaders in the Pacific Northwest. And so I was always on a plane to Atlanta, to Toronto, to Los Angeles, to Texas, to Florida, to try and get around anybody who was making big money, who could give me insight into what changes I needed to make and what I needed to do. There was many times when I would get on a plane and fly down to California and meet with Mark and Sue Younger or some of the other Rick Susie, or, and then I'd get back on a plane and fly home. Or I'd get on a plane, call Arlie Larson, who lived in Calgary, and I would say, Arlie, are you available for lunch? I'm going to happen to be in town. And Arlie would say, yeah, I'm good Tuesday. And then I'd buy a plane ticket and I'd show up at his office on Tuesday, go for lunch, and then get back on a plane and fly back to Vancouver Tuesday afternoon. And because I knew that if I'm stuck right now, I probably cannot fix my own bat swing. I probably cannot fix the slice in my golf swing. What I got to do is go and find a coach. I got to go find somebody who can help me have a breakthrough, mental breakthrough, so I can get to the next level. So I have spent hundreds of thousands of dollars and hundreds of hours traveling to get to where I'm at mentally. The good news is I'm going to save you all that money and time today. And this is what's, anyway, I'm really excited about this, but I want to give you a warning. Change is coming. We all know the people, if you're in this room, that you're not the person. But we all know people who are like, I never really got onto Facebook. I'm not into it. It's a fad. I don't really do social media. It's just not my thing. AI, yeah. So we all know people like that. And I'm like, well, change is coming. And you either adapt or you die in the world. That's the way it is. I had a couple of my RVPs at the time, maybe 15, 20 years ago, and they came and sat me down and they said, we got to talk to you. We've got a complaint. And I keep telling them that, in our 2-level office, the complaint room's on the 3rd floor, but they weren't listening. And so they came and to talk to me about that I'm making too much change. That the problem with me, they said, is you're always changing. Just when we think we understand what we're doing, now you're coming in with a change. And I said, I want to help you with this because I don't believe that making changes when the opportunity presents itself is a negative. I think that you guys are where you're at because you don't change. And anybody who after COVID and we went to Zoom and technology, anybody that says to me, well, we got to go back and do what we did in 2018, I'm like, good luck, because the world has moved on. The world has changed. And if you don't offer people, if you're not offering a vision of what's coming versus a picture of what's back, you will not attract the right people to your business anymore. So I'll give you an example. I'm promoting, and some of the things that we promote on social media is you can work from home in our business. Now, working from home for a lot of people is not a good thing. Maybe you don't have the right home. You got screaming kids. You don't have a good office or whatever. And so it makes sense to go work out of the office. But if you don't offer that as an opportunity, you will not gain the millennials that you want or Gen Z that you want in your business. And head office sees this right now. At head office in Atlanta, people work at the office 2 to 3 days a week, and then they can work from home. And they know if we forced people to work 5 days a week at the office, we would lose a ton of people in our business because the world has changed. And so you have to adapt always. So the question that I'll start off with is, which one are you? Now, obviously, if you're on this Zoom, you're on the right side. You're on the modern side. You're on the tech side. You want to see you want to take advantage of what's coming in the future. But a lot of people around us are on the other side. They're like, well, back in the 90s. And I'm like, well, and people say to me sometimes, well, how did you do this? And I'm like, how I did it is really, really irrelevant. I learned a method of prospecting from Shane Rudman where you open up a phone book, a white pages in your city, and you start calling and you invite people to an overview, and you just call and you don't even talk to anybody. You just leave a message on their answering machine. And so when he showed me that, I took the phone book, divided it into letters, and gave a letter to each person. And then they started calling. And for about 4 years, we went through 4 phone books. And we had 600 guests show up at our office every single month for our overview. And my business took off. I built my business through that. That doesn't work anymore for a variety of reasons. There are no white pages. Nobody has answering machines. And everybody has Google. So people aren't going to show up to your office to check out what this is. They checked us out before they came. And so Google changed that ability to build the business that way. So you have to adapt. And there's a new way, and AI is changing how you build the business, so you have to adapt. Your job as a leader, as a builder, as an entrepreneur is to embrace all the change that's taking place in the world and figure out how does this work to help me grow an enterprise in this business. The good news is with AI, and I know that a lot of people are worried a bit about this because we hear it all the time. The good news is this is an AI-proof business. This is one business that will not be wiped out by AI. A lot of them will. A lot of people in the legal business, people in design, people in graphics. I mean, there being commercials, the movie industry, the music industry. A lot of them should be terrified right now about what AI is going to do to that business. But this is not a business that will be wiped out by AI. Now, the bad news is, if you are transaction driven, the clock is ticking. If you're I'm going to go make a sale and then go find another person to make a sale to, the clock is ticking for you. The products that we handle, mutual funds, investments, segregated funds, variable annuities, life insurance, these are all commodities. Everybody sells them. There's nothing special about what we sell. We like to say it's special, but there's nothing special. You can get it anywhere. A lot of places you can get cheaper in the marketplace because they cut out the advisor or the agent. And so if you're out there just marketing and selling products, you are going to be out of business. It's really important right now that you understand that being client-centric, that having a great CRM, tremendous communication with your clients, that it's really important more now than ever that you understand that the center of your universe in your business is the client that buys your product. Now, if you ask most people in Primerica over the years, what is the sun of your galaxy? What is the center of your universe? A lot of people would say the new recruit or the advisor. But that's not true. Without the client, there's no business, period. And there is no purpose in recruiting without the purpose of getting more clients and serving more clients. The client is the center. Recruiting gives us the ability to scale the amount of clients we can serve, the amount of homes we can be in, the amount of F&As that we can do. That's why we should always have recruiting on our mind, because we want to scale the value we deliver into the marketplace. But the center of our universe is the client. And you have to take care of that client. And the reality is, if you think, well, what makes me special as an advisor, and the reason that people should do business with me is because I'm the best at picking portfolios, I'm like, you are delusional. And you will soon be out of business. You will struggle in this business. And in an AI world, value lives in the relationships, not in the transactions. It's that ability to not just build the client, but also have a structure in place to make sure that that client is anchored to you through communication and constant delivery of value. And that's why in 2020, we were really instrumental, a few of us, in really helping the company understand that the thing they were calling a CRM wasn't actually a CRM. And that we need to develop a proper CRM. See, your CRM in a client-centric business is not just a piece of your business, it is the foundation of your business. Everything has to flow through the CRM. The CRM is your business. If you have a growing CRM, you have a growing business, and if you don't, you don't. In a client-centric world dominated with AI. And so AI makes you better. It won't replace you. What AI can do is provide information at scale, help design financial strategies, answer technical questions instantly. Anybody can get on AI right now, and a lot of people are on AI, and their advisor has become ChatGPT or Claude or Gemini. They're on there right now saying, give me a portfolio. And you might say, oh, well, that's dumb, that you'll never get. And I'm like, no, that is not dumb. There's no way that you as an advisor or even a money manager can possibly analyze all of the stocks in the marketplace, including all of their financial statements, to break down the top 10 that you think have the best chance of growth. AI can do that better than you. AI can do that better than any money manager in the world right now, because it has access in seconds. It has access to every company, every stock report, every annual report, every quarterly statement that you would never be able to get through. And so AI can provide information at scale. It can help pick portfolios at scale as good or better than you, guaranteed. So then, but doesn't that put us at risk? No, because what AI can't do is AI cannot keep people invested through the emotional roller coaster of a volatile market. The Dow went over 50,000 this morning. And, but it wasn't long ago, it looked like we might be heading for one major upset in the stock market. You know, we don't, what's going on with this war in Iran? Is the Strait of Hormuz opening? Is it not opening? Will oil prices come down? Are they going to go up? Are we going to go into a major recession? Or is the world economy going to collapse because of what's going on? And I mean, there's a lot of anxiety in the market. And of course, the media plays on that anxiety. It's good for their ratings. And so they push anxiety into the average family's home. And people make decisions based on that anxiety, and they make bad decisions. ChatGPT can help somebody figure out what's the best index fund to buy, or what's the best portfolio to buy, or what's the best stocks to put into my Robinhood account. They can do that, absolutely. But what ChatGPT can't do is they cannot keep a person invested in equities in a volatile market. The evidence shows that people make bad decisions in volatile markets. This is the value that we bring to the table that can never be replaced with AI. And so getting the client set up and doing that initial transaction is important. But what really is important is the value that you deliver after. That's where AI stops. So this is a historic moment right now. And we talked about this in the beginning. Vito said what took him 11 years to get his ring. It took me 5 years to make $100,000 here. You know, it took me 25 years to get to $1 million of income in this business. We got people that'll do that in 5 years now because of the moment that we're in. But it's not only is it a historic opportunity, there's never been a time where you can become prepared for it as fast as you can now. And so that's going to save you, like I said, thousands upon thousands of hours of study and work and dollars going and finding great coaches. So embrace yourself for what's coming and prepare for it. So the Wall of Wealth is something that we talk about a lot in our business. It's kind of a catchphrase that we use, but I think it's really not understood very well by a lot of people. And if you're waking up in the morning trying to find the motivation to go out and try and just get an appointment, I think that you're failing to understand the historic moment that we're in with this movement of money. By 2035, the lion's share of this money is going to be moved. We've got about a 9 or 10 year period of time to prepare for the biggest bubble of this money coming through in 2035. After that, the Wall of Wealth will begin to dissipate. And so you have a very short window, a very small window to go out and build a big enough net to capture a big enough piece of that Wall of Wealth. And think about, what do you need to capture? Everybody on here should be thinking about at least $1 billion. I need to build my business by 2035 to be able to capture and be at $1 billion of AUM. $1 billion of AUM pays you $1 million a year. I've got $1.3 billion. I make $1 million a year in trail commissions, just trails. And so because I've got $1 billion and I don't have a personal client base, my son-in-law, who's in the business, deals with all of our clients. And so I am my only client. Now, I don't recommend that. I just got a bit of faulty advice early on when someone told me you shouldn't keep a client base, you'll lose all your freedom. And the evidence shows that that's not the case. And so you should keep your client base, but it shows you that building $1 billion book of business is going to pay you $1 million a year in income. Whether you believe you're worth $1 million or not is irrelevant. Can you go out and get $1 billion under management? And think about, what is $1 billion in the wall of wealth? $100 trillion move of money. 100,000 billion dollars moving. 100,000 billion. And all you have to do is get a business, build a business that captures one of those 100,000. And you make $1 million a year for life and pass that down for generations. So this is a historic moment that we're in. But the biggest risk is not failure, it's missing the moment. It's not getting up in the mornings with a sense of urgency of, OMG, time is passing me by. I've got a very short window, 120 months. And if you've been here for a while, you know how fast months go by in this business. So you got 120 months to build your personal AUM up, to build a productive advisory so that you can go and capture $1 billion. And so you can't miss it. So the challenge right now, I find with a lot of people, is we're all limited by what we've experienced in the past. And so we spend most of our time trying to figure out what we're capable of by looking in the rearview mirror rather than looking out the windshield. And I want to encourage you that $1 billion is even a tiny drop in the bucket of what some people on here are capable of doing. I think there's people on this call right now who in 20 years could have $5 billion or $10 billion under management if you did it right. And what you have to do is you have to say, holy moly, $10 billion under management. What would I need to do to get $10 billion in the next 20 years? Well, that's a damn good question. I wonder where you could go to get that answered, And so here's the deal. If we can fly around the moon, I'm sure we can go and get $10 billion. I'm sure we can figure that damn thing out, especially with all of the resources that you've got. So I'm going to save you a lot of money right now. I'm going to give you the tools. I'm going to try and answer your questions and show you how I use this and how I think you should use this right now. This is the greatest moment ever. You have access to a 24/7 coach. Do you know how much I've hired business coaches in the past that weren't in the company? Glenn Williams has a business coach that him and Peter pay to give them advice, that works with Fortune 500 companies. Everybody should have a coach. The challenge is, if you're not making a lot of money, how do you go out and hire a good coach? Well, the good news is every person on here now has access to the greatest world-class coaches on the planet for free. And so imagine if you really understood what AI brings to the table. AI is your ultimate business coach. AI is not just the thing that you get on and say, look, what's the ingredients to make bread, or whatever questions anybody asks. And AI is your new business coach. And and you've got to pivot, become an early adopter of this. Don't miss the moment. Think about this. 24/7, 365-day personal access to the best business coaches on the planet for free. And if you're not understanding what I'm saying, it's because you don't fully understand where AI gets the information it feeds to you. And so think about this. Think about building the business and having at your table every morning, meeting with you at your table, Hector Lamarck, Omar Oropesa, Ben Shepard, Bob Safford, Chris Royce, Keith Otto, Zig Ziglar, Dale Carnegie, Napoleon, Hill, Giancarlo Gigotti. Imagine having them, Howard Lashner, sitting at your table every morning when you go downstairs to get breakfast, and them sitting there saying, okay, we've got some ideas for you today to help you grow. Imagine what that would do for you and your business. That's what you've got right now. That's sitting there. These are your business coaches. Find one. And now you have access to the greatest business coaches on the planet. I'm going to show you how to use them. So people will call me and they'll say, I'm struggling to get appointments right now. I don't know what to do. And I'm like, well, call your coach. Well, that's what I'm doing. No. There's a better coach available for you than me. You can go on a ChatGPT and say, I'm struggling to get appointments right now. What do I do? And it'll give you an exact answer. If you come to me and say, what do I say when somebody says, I've got an advisor? I don't know. Ask your coach. Think about it. Anything, any challenge, any wall that you hit, you can have a solution to in seconds. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to act, because action is really important. Nick Murray says, we are a business of doing, not knowing. Arlie Larson said a couple weeks ago, when I sat with him with one of my advisors, and she said, what things do you think I should be focused on learning right now to get my business really off the ground? And Arlie said, everything you need to learn, you will be taught by your clients. And I thought, OMG, was that wisdom. Everything you need to learn, you will be taught by your clients. So we're a business of doing, not knowing. But, you know, the old Art Williams talk, what do I do, Art? You just do it? Yeah, but Art, what should I do? You do it, and you do it, and you do it. We've all heard that, right? It's highly motivating talk. But if someone comes to you and says, what should I say when someone says, I already have an advisor? Your answer should not be, well, you do it. Just do it, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it till the job gets done. That's not good sales management. So you've got to be able to help your people navigate the challenges that they face as they build their book of business. And the easiest way to do that is make sure they're engaged. AI will give you the best concise answers if you ask it the right way and give it the right prompts. The best AI questions a financial advisor can ask to build a massive business. So here's you could put this in right now. If you're wondering, well, I don't know even what to ask or where to go, I'm kind of stuck. Well, type this into ChatGPT. Give me a variety of the absolute best questions that an advisor would ask AI about how to build a business in the financial industry, and then give me the detailed answers. And what it'll do is it goes through and it looks at all the questions that all advisors in the entire world has asked AI about how to build a financial service business. And it breaks it down into what they consider the best questions that advisors ask, and it gives you the most detailed answers. So that you could start with that. Or how about this? Act as a world-class sales manager in the financial services industry with 30 plus years of experience building 100 app a month insurance business. You specialize in prospecting, recruiting, and client acquisition. Give me direct, no fluff coaching on how to prospect effectively in today's market. My situation, I'm building a financial service business. My goal is to build 100 recruit and 100 app a month insurance business. I want practical scripts, strategies, and daily actions. Break your answer into exact prospecting strategies that work today, what to say, word for word scripts, daily activity targets, common mistakes to avoid, and how to scale this into a system. If you ask that, it'll give it to you. Now, you just got to act. Now, you might say, well, yeah, but I'm more focused on the investment. Okay, great. Then do the 130 years experience building $100 million plus AUM teams. You know, my goal is to grow AUM and recruit advisors. I want practical scripts. Whatever. You want to build your mortgage business? Great. Mortgages. See, if you ask it the right questions, it gives you the right answers. And it'll solve all of the challenges that your people have when it comes to how to. It doesn't necessarily give them the why, but it'll solve the how-to part. How about give me a daily action plan to book 10 new client appointments a week? A daily action plan. How about give me a daily action plan to recruit 3 new people a month into my business? Because I'm going to do that until I have 100 advisors, licensed advisors in my business. And with 100 licensed advisors and AI coaching, I can build $1 billion business. How about give me a variety of the absolute best scripts to use on the phone or text to get an appointment with a prospective client? How about give me the best 100 prospecting methods to find insurance clients or to find investment clients? Give me the 100 best. And it'll give it to you, and all you got to say is, I'm going to pick my 2 or 3, and that's what I'm going to run with. How about give me the best 100 prospecting methods to recruit advisors and agents? How about give me the best prospecting methods to host seminars and events? Or give me the best prospecting methods to work B2B, to go out and work with business owners like Keaton and Riley, who we've had on recently, are making hundreds of thousands of dollars doing. How about give me a detailed description of Goldman Sachs training program? What should I do with a new recruit coming into my business? Well, what would Goldman Sachs do, or what would Edward Jones do? How about I want to build a really productive sales team. And so how about give me the best coaching tips from Mike Weinberg, who is the #1 sales trainer coach to the Fortune 500, on how to coach and a powerful and productive sales team. How about give me an overview of Tom Hopkins' book, How to Master the Art of Selling, and how to apply it to training my agents right now. How about using Alexa or Siri or Google to get all your guys to manage their daily activity? They can get on and say, give me a daily alarm. Give me a daily alarm at 10 a.m. and that reminds me that I should have at least 2 appointments booked by 10. Or at 10 p.m. every night, have an alarm go off to remind me that I need to update my activity dashboard. You can get all your people. If you're using Google Sheets or some sort of accountability program, you can get everybody to set an alarm to make sure that every day they're updating. That way, no one's going to say to you anymore, you know what, I forgot, I went to bed and I completely forgot. How many times do people go to bed in our business and forget, oh yeah, shoot, I was supposed to book 2 appointments today? AI can help you build that. Technology will help you manage that. How about this? Give me 15 high-converting text message scripts to book a 20-minute financial appointment with warm contacts. Keep them casual, non-salesy, and curiosity-driven. How about, well, no one's responded back. So how about give me 10 follow-up messages for people who didn't respond to my first message about booking a financial appointment? There is no more guessing. There's no more people coming to you saying, I don't know what to say. I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. And the reality is, all of those things were noise in the system anyway. They were all clutter. They were all avoidance activity excuses. There's never been a time like now where technology is colliding with an opportunity like it is in our business and allowing you to build out your personal advisory and also to build out teams of advisors so you can build the biggest book of business possible and the biggest business of books. Because you can manage, learn, train, coach everybody at your fingertip right now. So give me 10 low-pressure ways to ask someone for a quick financial review appointment. How about give me strategies to develop atomic habits into my financial business life? I'm struggling with discipline, Brad. What can I do? Great. Ask your damn coach. See, the great thing about this should take all the pressure off of those of you that have people on your team. All you have to do as a manager, as a builder, is to help manage their daily activity, and that's it. But as far as spending time with trying to teach them the best thing to say or the best strategy with to prospect, or that is gone. They can go and ask their coach. So you've got a business partner working with you right now that is a $1 billion business partner that will make your life easy so that you can just focus on what's important. Building your personal book of business and helping your people stay focused on booking appointments so they can build their personal book of business. So let me there's a whole, this is even outdated. I mean, there's so many things coming. OpenClaw, Claude Cowork, there's so much technology coming every week. Codex, where you can get it on your computer and you can start building agentic programs that will do work for you. Mine your emails, send messages out automatically. You can build prospecting if you want to recruit on LinkedIn, or you want to find people who've recently changed their job on LinkedIn, so you can go and see if they've got a LIRA or a 401k sitting that needs to be moved. You can build all of that out right now to be running automatically. There was a period of time for a couple years where I hired people from the Philippines to do my LinkedIn prospecting for me. And they would get on there and they would send messages and they would respond to the messages, and then they would send my Calendly and book me appointments. And in 2020 and 2021, I recruited 70 direct people off of LinkedIn just from that. Now I don't have to hire someone from the Philippines. I can have an AI agent doing that for me. And so wherever you're stuck, and I'm not saying that you should stop doing Primerica and start learning AI so that one day you can go back and do Primerica. You can do both. Well, how am I going to learn all this stuff? Well, you can even ask your business coach what you need to learn with AI right now, what's new, what'll help you grow your business. You put your details in there and it'll tell you really what you should be learning so that you can go out and build your business. And so it'll manage and deliver back in professional, all your conversations for your clients. AI Sales Manager will help you with prospecting, selling, recruiting, handling objection ideas, scripts, strategies. It'll give I've built a GPT for the SIE for my US friends to help people get through that. We've built 2-week and 4-week study plans to get people fully securities licensed in Canada, all built on AI. We built, you can build insurance study plans. You can build, you can go in there, you can type in there, give me a detailed training guide for people to be able to master the Primerica FNA, and it'll go in there. It's got all the access to all that, and it gives it to you. Whatever you can imagine, it's at your fingertips right now. The question is, the challenge is, what are you going to do with it? That's the challenge. And so I want to, Brent, I don't know if there's any questions that anybody has, or if anybody has any comments or things that are working for them that you think might help other people. Let's bring it up. I see, Chris, you got your hand up.
Yes, Coach. How are you? Thank you so much for everything that you provided right now. So we are going to be able to get this PowerPoint with those messages and everything, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, and thank you for everything.
My pleasure. Charlotte.
Hi, Brad. Thanks so much. I've just started using Claude, and it's amazing. I guess I'm really thankful that you brought this up, because I've been wondering about the compliance piece of it, and like the LinkedIn and doing the posts and sending out, text messages and stuff. Can you elaborate more on that?
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We all know what is compliant and what isn't compliant, and you can tell it you can program it in to use the Primerica compliance guide to make sure that what you're doing and what it's delivering is compliant. Scripting, methods. But I'm going to tell you, I think a lot of people are nervous about it. And one of the things that we're working on, we're just about to roll out in wholesale fashion, our lead generation tool that we built. And because, we've kind of had an archaic lead generating system. And a lot of people join the business, and when they join, they want to know, where am I getting clients and where am I getting leads? And, and for all of these 50 years we've been in business, we go, well, we're going to get a list of names of your family and friends, and we're going to go hit them up. Now, we don't say it that way, but that's what they're hearing, and that's the last thing they want to hear. Now, one of the reasons we built out the CRM the way that we have, and now we're building the lead generation system, is because now the answer is, our business is a referral-based business. All of our advisors ultimately work on referrals. All their clients, all their appointments come through referrals. But to get to that place, we have to seed your business. We have to build your business with a minimum amount of clients. So we're referral based, but we're social built. And so we're going to provide you two tools, world-class tools that are going to help you build out and answer that question of where your leads are going to come from. First one, we're going to deliver to you your personal world-class CRM. And the CRM is going to be the command center of your entire business. All we have to do is fill that CRM with 1,000 names, and that CRM will start to deliver a steady flow of clients, of advisors, and appointments to you into your calendar. Now, how do we fill that thing? Well, the second thing we're going to deliver is we're going to deliver to you a automated lead generation system that is going to convert your social media activity into names that will fill your CRM. And so that's one of the reasons we built this, is because we know social media is a massive part of life, especially for millennial and Gen Z. And all of us who have done social media, put stuff on social media, tried to work through social media, we've all got green letters from the company. We've all got, you can't do that, you can't put that up there. And so Cheryl Bartlett and I, a year ago, started having a conversation with Ben Rogers, who's the top lawyer in the company, runs legal, about what is solicitation and what is delivering value in the marketplace. And so finally, after a number of conversations and meetings with Ben, we have finally come to this place where we're going to be able to deliver nonstop, high-quality hook posts out into social media that will offer value to people, budget information, ways to save money, informative information on how money works, that they'll be able to automatically click a button, put their email in, and that information will go right into your CRM. You'll be notified that you've got a new lead, and we're going to help people build those leads. As far as recruiting, on things like LinkedIn, the company, the main thing, Avi, and we all know this, just be honest with people. We don't call it a job. We don't offer a salary, things like that. But AI will help you craft all of that so that it's compliant in the best verbiage possible, so that it doesn't look like an MLM, because none of us want to look like an MLM, and that you can use on LinkedIn. And if you're wondering, well, how do I develop this? If you're using Claude right now, go into Claude and ask it to develop you a strategy to be able to mine and scrape leads off of LinkedIn compliantly, and it'll build it for you. So somebody's asking, what is Claude? Claude is just an AI model. And so you can go into chat. Probably you're familiar with ChatGPT. Ask ChatGPT what Claude is, and it'll tell you. All right, anybody else? Any other questions? Brent?
Yeah, I got a comment. And as you're talking about this, I'm thinking to a story I'd heard once. This regular guy on a cruise ship challenged a bunch of champion chess players, and what he would do is he'd watch their opening move.
All right, let me grab that. There we go.
Yeah, and he'd go into the other room, and he would make that move on the other champion. He would make a move, and he'd come back. And I'm thinking, if we have a conversation on social media, and we start off with one of your prompts that you mentioned about the advisor, and you put their question in and how would I respond to this, and you can kind of cut and paste. And I look at that as kind of like training wheels until you get the skills or have done it enough that it's second nature to you. What are your thoughts on something?
Yeah, 100%. Look, some people are like, I don't know the right question to ask. Well, ask it. What are the right questions? Dominique.
Hi, thank you so much for this training. It's been phenomenal. I just started on AI. I was curious because we have so many people getting licensed. I guess you can just put in there, hey, can you help create a system to help our people get licensed?
100%. I do that right now. We have built study guides for each aspect of the licensing process. Here's the thing. I mean, and the company's got great resources and great tools, but sometimes, there's gaps there. And so you can go in and you can just ask AI to to build out a PowerPoint presentation to help people navigate from IBA to license, and give you study guides and resources and training programs. Everything will be built out there. And I think once you get in, and here's the thing, the main thing is go build your book of business, make sure your daily activity, but now you can take a lot of time you're spending trying to figure the business out, trying to develop people, trying to train and stuff like that. A lot of that is going to be taken off your shoulders by your business partner, ChatGPT. Alfredo, we got time for maybe one quick question.
It's going to be super quick. What the heck do you drink before you start your presentations? Because, oh my goodness, you blew all my hair off. You see that? It's all gone because of you. Thank you.
Diet Coke, my friend.
I really appreciate what you've done, and thank you for sharing your slides.
Thank you. We're going to keep getting better and helping you guys grow your business. I'm just, right now, I'm so excited about the future and what's coming. Jennifer, we got 27 seconds.
Hello, thank you so much. So I'm wondering, do you recommend the paid versions of these tools or no?
Right now, you don't need to pay. You can get pretty much everything without paying. My wife and I pay because we do a lot of content, a lot of stuff. We develop all our slides. Everything is developed through AI. Manus right now, we do a lot of stuff with Manus. So
Years? It's just insane how much money is out there and what's available, and it just keeps on coming.
Yeah, we can't even begin to imagine. We couldn't imagine where we're going to be today. We can't begin to imagine where we'll be in 10 years. I'll be 86 in 10 years, and I hope to have at least 10. But if I get 20, I want to be on this call, and I want to talk about it. And I hope somebody recorded it, Kurt, because you and I will be quite old, but we're still going to be very vital and very important. And so nobody's going to push us off a cliff. And unless it's our kids because they want to take over, I don't know.
Arlie, if you hit 20 billion in 10 years, I'm going to have you back on, guaranteed.
Well, we could hit 20 billion in 10 years because we're not letting up on the focus.
Absolutely, it's available.
I love it. I love it. Brad,
Eldon,
wrap us up.
So I want to say there's a lot of stuff. We're going to have, we were going to do a lead generation rollout today with Susan, but there's a couple of tweaks we're working on the program. But maybe I'll give people just kind of a glimpse of what's coming and what we're trying to solve with this lead generation process. Eldon, over the last 50 years that Primerica's been in the business, the one consuming question on every single person's mind when they join is, where am I getting clients? Where am I getting leads? Where am I getting recruit? How many times have we recruited somebody over the years and they have said, do you give me clients? Or do you supply me leads? And we're like, well, I guess we didn't explain this properly. This isn't the bank. This is your own company. But everybody's got that question. And the answer that we've given them over the years has been, you're going to do a list of names of the best friends that you've got, and then I'm going to go hit them up with you. Now, that isn't the exact script we use. A lot of us have designed incredible scripts to try and say the same damn thing. But that's really what we're saying, and that's the last thing any of them want to hear. And I wonder, over the years, how many recruits we've lost, how many people we have lost, either because they don't have a good list, they don't want to give us the list, maybe they were in something in the past that asked for the list and it hurt their market, or they gave us a list of 10 names and we didn't get a lot of traction out of it, and so they left because we had no solution for them to answer that question. So the first thing we had to do in 2020 is help the company understand that the thing they had that was called a CRM was not actually a CRM. And so a lot of us went to work to help them build this CRM that we've got, which honestly is a world-class CRM, and it's getting better all the time. I mean, it's so amazing. And so that solved a lot of the communication issues that we weren't doing with clients to anchor our business. The second thing that we've struggled with is, especially with Gen Z and millennials who live on social media. They live on their phone. I mean, we've all got, a lot of us have kids. I got a grandson, he's 15. Worst thing I ever did, Kurt, was give him a damn phone, man. And so my wife said, well, aren't you, this kid loses everything. He loses his wallet. He loses his debit card. He loses everything. And I said, well, I'm going to tell you something. He will never lose his phone because it never becomes detached from his hand. And so, but they live on social media. Their relationships are online. And so we can, as old people, we can say, well, we got to teach them how to go out and meet people face to face, and relationships are in person. Well, you can do that all day long, and you're going to get what we're struggling with right now, which is recruiting 20 and 30-year-olds in our business. And so we can't just say to them, hey, we're going to give me your phone. Let's get your best 10 people and let's go see them. We've got to give them a strategy that they can relate to today. Now, the reality is, this strategy still gets us the warm market list and gets us out in appointments. But so what we've got, here's how we answer that question now with what we've built, is our business, where do we get our clients and leads? Well, our business is a referral-based business. Nobody goes onto Craigslist to find a dentist, and nobody goes onto Craigslist to find a financial advisor. It is always referral-based. And all of our seasoned advisors eventually get to the place where their calendar gets filled, their clients all come as a byproduct of the referrals they get in the business. The challenge is getting to the place where that's what your business is, means that we've got to seed your business with a whole bunch of clients, with a whole bunch of prospective clients. And so we provide you two tools. So our business is referral-based, but it's social built. Not just social media, but social built. So we're going to help you with that by providing you with two incredible world-class tools just because you work with our business. Number one is our CRM. Our CRM is world-class, and it is going to be not just a piece of your business, it is your business. It's the command center of your business is a CRM. And so what we're going to do is we're going to start by moving all of your contacts, your personal contacts, either through that are sitting on your phone or on social media. We're gonna move them into your CRM, because your CRM is now your business communication tool. It's your command center. And so we're gonna phone dump every name they've got into their CRM. It's their CRM. They're not giving me a list. I'm handing you a list. And then what do? I'm giving you my list. Well, I want those clients for me. It goes into their CRM. The second thing is we're going to supply you with an automated lead generation system that is going to automatically move your social media activity and contacts and fill your CRM up with potential advisors and potential clients. And that's what we're rolling out, is this next phase of lead generation, this automated lead generation system. It'll be ready by the end of this month to go out to the public. We've got a team together of people who are going to feed them ideas of what hook posts and what lead magnets are. And if anybody has put stuff on social media in the past, you've probably gotten green letters from the company, and you've probably been told, anything you post on social media is considered solicitation, and you can't solicit on social media. And so Cheryl Bartlett and Josh Payne and I a year ago Eldon met with Ben Rogers, 3 different occasions for an hour each time. And we had a conversation about, Ben, we're not soliciting on social media. We're delivering value into the market. When people respond to that value, we're going to ask for their email and put that into our CRM. And once they're in our CRM, we will solicit. So what you're thinking we're soliciting when we're delivering value, we're not. And so finally, Ben said, I get it. I'm in. I'm going to get my lawyers on side. And that set the stage for us to build this lead generation system, which is going to get you automated leads. Now, for those of you, older folks, you might say, well, this isn't really a big deal. Well, let me tell you, it's a big deal for 20-year-olds that we have an automated lead generation system that will fill their CRM with quality prospects through their social media activity.
Are you going to do some training through MPI on this stuff?
No, you can figure it out. No, we aren't. I've got Susan Chanik coming on. There's one tiny little thing that we're getting fixed, which is that lead. We want the lead generation tool will be linked to your code number, so that your code, as soon as you post that link or send that link out or put it on social media, it'll link to your code number, which links right into your CRM, so that you imagine this, a new person can start, they can put a hook post out offering some sort of value, maybe a budget worksheet or something of value, and they can go to everybody they know on social media and say, hey, would you do me a favor and share this post in your market? And not only will their post go out to their 300 or 400 friends, it'll go out to 20 of their friends, 300 and 400 friends, and you could have a person start in the business and have that initial post go out to 5,000 people easily, and that will drive contacts right into their CRM that now they can start communicating with. Man, this is going to be revolutionary to be able to help us recruit young
I think you said a key word though. You need to communicate. We're gonna help people get names and get contacts back, but us as advisors, we really have to actually really work with our people to help make sure that they communicate back, because we still have to go see these people face to face.
And we have a system.
Appointments.
Absolutely. We have a system. Look, everything's about booking appointments. Nick Murray said this is a business of doing, not knowing. One of the wisest sages in our business, Arlie Larson, said 2 weeks ago something that blew my mind. He said, everything you will learn here, you will be taught by your clients. But at the end of the day, before you can get in front of a client, you've got to book a damn appointment. And everything we're doing with head office, with the FNA, with the lead generation, with all the tools that we're working on at head office, is designed to help you get leads, fill your CRM so you can get more appointments. It's a bright future, man.
Best book in the world is what?
Book a damn appointment, man. Book a damn appointment. All right, I'll leave you. You can close us out.
Fantastic. You know what? Thanks to everybody that ran the rooms today. The leadership that ties in and runs these rooms is incredible. And you are going to continually hear and see from new people. But some of the things don't change. Number one, you have to have a communication. Number two, you have to communicate, and you have to look after people. And they got to become your family, and you got to give your heart. This isn't a head game. This is a heart game. And if you care about people and you want to lay it out in front of them and help them build a future that's going to pull them, you will get so many referrals. It's going to be insane. So that's where the big earners have got their money, is because they poured their life, their heart into not only their clients, but they've duplicated it into their people, and their people have heart. So you find those people with heart. Those are the people that you find that tie into MPI, because they want to get better at serving other people. The other thing that happens is there's a ton of people that are answering questions and helping out in these rooms in the background. We want to give a huge shout out to those people, because without them, we couldn't run this show. So people setting it up, answering questions and taking care of things. And we have home office people that that trust us to work with the field. And we don't take that for granted. They give us the liberty to run this show, and it's a field-led show. There's nothing that is scripted in, but you are not going to get recordings of this show. This is live and in person, and you got to tie your people into this on a weekly basis. There is going to be multiple rooms. People say, what classes are you going to teach? Anything that relates to our business, from insurance to recruiting to AI, you name it, we're just not going to get going on Bitcoin. So there you go. Anyways, unless Bitcoin is a portfolio of ours that's in our managed accounts that we're delivering to you, that's where you're going to hear it. So anyways, we're going to give you more and more value to help you build your business. And we look forward to serving you this way. Have a fantastic rest of the week. Thanks to everybody for tying in. Go put it to practice and have an incredible rest of the day. Talk to you soon.